Hey guys, it's Bubbly. Welcome back to the channel and to another speed build. So this speed build is in conjunction with a video that will be coming out tomorrow. And that is going to be a mod review for the Graveyard mod slash lot trait by Kawaiistaci. So this mod is going to add some extra realism to your game. So if you are a Sims player and that is what you look for in your game, then I would recommend giving this mod a try. Now I know some people don't allow their Sims to die in the game, and I have to admit I am one of these people who I get so connected to the Sims that I'm playing with that I can't stand for them to die. So to date, none of the Sims that I have been playing with in my own personal gameplay have actually passed away. I haven't allowed it. Which is, I know, maybe it's a little crazy, but I can't do it, you guys. I haven't been able to do it. But in order to test out this mod, I did have to lose a Sim. However, it was not a Sim that I played with. I created a little family quickly in order to test out this mod because I couldn't do it with any of my own personal Sims. I get too attached. So I did create a little family, a brother and sister, and there's like a little mini backstory that I gave them that I talk about in the video just a little bit. It just was kind of fun to create a little bit of backstory. It's a brother and sister, and unfortunately we do lose the brother. His name is Dylan, but he may not have been the nicest or the best Sim out there. So there's definitely some life choices that he made that led him down the path that he ended up on. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit about that story, make sure you stay tuned for the mod review that will be coming up tomorrow. So I quickly just wanted to put together a graveyard just specifically for the mod review. It's not something that I ever really thought about doing before for this game, but now that we have the option to actually have a functional graveyard, I thought it was a cool idea to make something specifically for that, a place for Sims to go so they can hang out with other ghostly Sims and not necessarily have to be at the bar, because you know there is ghost night that happens at the bars throughout Sim World. But if your Sim is interested in meeting some ghosts, then now they have a place that they can go in order to do that. Or if you are creating a storyline where you have a ghost hunter Sim, then this will work perfectly for that, because ghosts will spawn on this lot after 11 p.m. at night. So if you have Sims that are interested in all things ghostly, or like I said, if you have a ghost hunter Sim that is just trying to see what happens once Sims pass over, then this mod will be useful for that. So this graveyard, it's pretty small. I built it in Brindleton Bay on the Dashhound lot, and this is the lot that's just under, or just on the other side of the overpass. I thought it was kind of the perfect area to put this because I didn't want it to be next to anything else. So I originally was gonna build this lot in Willow Creek, and I picked one of the lots that's kind of in the commercial area. I was gonna put it there, but once I actually got to the lot after I selected it, I realized there was a park right next to it, which would be kind of weird to have a cemetery right next to the park where all of the neighborhood kids come to play. So I decided that maybe Brindleton Bay might be one of the best places to put this, because I didn't want to have like houses right next to it or other community lots right next to it. I wanted it to feel a little bit secluded, like it was on its own, kind of away from other things, and a bit of a tranquil setting as well, because this is one of my favorite smaller lots in the game. I think it's really pretty. It's kind of nestled at the base of a mountain, and there's just lots of pretty trees and plants around it. And I really wanted this lot to have kind of a tranquil feel to it. I didn't want it to be like overly sad or gloomy. I wanted it to have a feeling of maybe, you know, just a place where your Sims can go to remember, but not necessarily be a really sad, bleak, or you know, place that was kind of gloomy. That was not what I was going for this particular graveyard. I wanted it to have maybe a little spark of an uplifted feeling with lots of trees and plants around it. And then I did build just like a little structure, like a little mausoleum towards the back of the lot. And I used a lot of the stuff from the Vampires pack, and there's also quite a bit of stuff from Get Together in this as well. Those items worked out pretty well and well together. There's a lot of statues that are with vampires and Get Together that worked out perfectly for this. So inside of the building, there's just a couple of statues in there just kind of to represent like maybe a family that has a little bit more money in town. They decided to place their loved one inside this building and have a statue erected in their likeness as a way to remember them. So that's what I've put on the inside. There's also a few paintings in there, and then a couple of benches in there as well, so Sims can kind of sit down and just kind of have a time to reflect. Now, this lot, I wasn't exactly sure what type of lot to build this on, so I was initially going to do a park, but there was a lot of items that were needed that I didn't really need to be on this lot. It just didn't make sense. Now, I decided to use a museum in order to build this lot, and I did that because normally if you build on a generic lot, you have issues with Sims being able to spawn here naturally. I'm not sure if that'll be an issue with the specific lot trait for this mod. I'm guessing it wouldn't be, but I did build this before I actually had the mod installed in the game. And as well, you know, some people might want to use this lot who aren't necessarily going to use the mod. So this is technically a museum. So there are some items hidden in a basement level of this build that were necessary for the lot type, but they're not accessible, but they are there. So just keep that in mind. There is a basement level that just has a couple of items, and I think it's like a toilet, a sink, and an easel, which was required for the museum. But you could definitely change the lot type to something else, or you can test out a generic lot and see if that will work with this mod if you're interested in giving the mod a try. I would imagine that it might work. I know historically in the past I have had issues with being able to have Sims generate on a generic lot, so I chose to use something different. But anyway, you guys, that is basically it. We are about to come to the end of the video and the screenshots, so I really hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below if you think having something like this in your game would be beneficial, or if you're like, no way, Jose, I'm not interested in that at all. I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say and how you feel about using this type of lot or the mod that I will be reviewing tomorrow to go along with it. So with that said, you guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
I recall the past again tonight. It's in the front of my mind. As I fall apart, you begin to cry. The tears are making you blind. The future's far away, but I'll stay. I'll stay. Just take a leap of faith. We'll find a way for you and me. Can't look back and run from what I feel inside. There's no more time to hide. go